Well now, good morning and welcome to the program. This is the Diana Wright Show Live. I am kind of feeling like American Airlines because, American Airlines just gave away some zero price tickets yesterday. And they're now trying to figure out if they will actually be able to honor those tickets. So I'm trying to figure out why one of my cameras are doing a dance today. So we're trying something new with another camera. So, let's see how it works. I don't know. Not so sure. But anyway, so unlike American Airlines, I'm going to honor you today to look down into another camera and hope that it works, because this is live on the Diana Wright Show and it's around the world. And we thank you so much for joining us, because some people do tune in every morning, Monday to Friday, from 10 a.m., from 10:30 to 11:30. Sometimes we run over a little bit, but we try not to because we know people are quite busy. But then again, if you miss the show, you can just, go back to my website in the evening and you will see the show. All right. So I don't plan to show you any promos or any fancy things today because I'm not quite sure what's going on. So we'll just stick to plain and simple talking about the news and reminding you that October 5th is the White fundraising party that will take place in Palm Beach County, courtesy of Save a Life Jamaica Foundation. We're trying to help people who cannot help themselves, and I think that is a fantastically good thing. So if you'd like to be a part of it, don't forget to join us October 5. And if you can't make the party, your donation will be and can be accepted at Save a Life Jamaica Foundation's website. Also, if you haven't bought your ticket yet, don't worry about it. You can also pay when you get to the event, but we'd love for you to get your tickets before the 5th because it just makes life a little easier, don't you think? So, what do I want to talk about today? I want to talk about quite a few things, but I want to start off with criticism and how people just seem to love to criticize. And I'm going to start with actually weddings, because people go to weddings and they complain about the food. So we're going to talk about complaining, really, not necessarily criticism, because you can criticize. Constructive criticism is a good thing. But when you go to someone's wedding or you go to someone's party or you go to someone's event, oh my God, do not make it your life purpose to complain about the food, complain about the cake, complain about not getting enough food. Yeah, I've complained about that, I think. But, I'm not a big foodie, so that's okay. But there are some people who just go to weddings. They criticize the bride's dress. So that's the reason I keep telling people, when you're getting married or even when you die, please, only the people who truly, truly care about you and love you, should they be invited to your event. Don't be inviting everybody at your office because you feel obligated and you feel bad if they don't come. Do they really need to be there just to criticize? Or just to complain about something not going right for them today? Remember all the people who used to complain about their jobs? Well, after the economic crisis, a lot of them don't have that job and they would like to be going to that job today because they complained about that job every single day. I always talked about the fact that a lot of people don't seem to like their jobs. No matter how much time they put in college, nurses, doctors don't want to be doctors anymore. Lawyers are tired of the system. Oh my word. Complain, complain, complain. So let us move from complaining into being thankful instead. Being thankful for being alive. Being thankful to be able to say, I love me and who God made me to be. Yeah? Let's just try that. And let me try something here now, because I don't like to, give up. I like to just go do stuff. So here we go. I'm able to change the graphics. I don't know what else I'm going to be able to do, but we'll see about that, how it works. You got to just adjust and be flexible and be able to do things that you think are truly impossible. I think that for a lot of people, it would be impossible for them to be doing 100 million things that I'm trying to do to be on the air with you. And Twitter. Yeah, let's put up Twitter, because Twitter is making big news today because they've decided that they would like to go public, meaning you can buy some stocks, but are they going to be like Facebook? And the question simply is Twitter just for celebrities, or is it not? Also, that hashtag thing just kept me going, and I've asked the question up to yesterday, can someone explain to me what the hashtag does? So this morning I'm listening to Bloomberg or CNBC Business, whatever, Squawk Box, and someone was talking about it, and the hashtag thing is simply what spam is to email, I think, to prevent you from getting all these crazies, I guess. So I guess I need to come up with a hashtag that says Team Diana Wright Show or something like that. Hashtag do. So it seems like that's the way you need to go. So if you're American Airlines today, you're not very thankful and very hopeful and very thoughtful, because you're wondering now, what should I do to honor all these people who realized there was a major problem with the system, and then boom, tickets were being offered for $0. I wonder if I got any of those tickets. No, I didn't, because I wasn't trying to find a flight to go anywhere. Okay. I'm sure you all have thought about what today's date is. 9/13/13. So we have a double whammy of 13, because most of you fear 13. I wonder why. I love 13. I've done great things in 13. 13 is my lucky number. Why don't we just embrace that? A lot of people are saying, oh, it's not just 9/13/13, it's Friday the 13th, my word. Oh, I don't want to drive my car today, because people, let me invite you to not live in fear, because fear is not a good thing. Aren't we told in the Bible, fear not, for I am with you? That's what Jesus said. Aren't those some powerful words? So I refuse to fear. I refuse to fear anyone that has two legs like me, two hands, two eyes, two ears, and all those things. They're human. So don't be fearful of the people around you. Some women are afraid of their husbands. Some husbands are indeed afraid of their wives too. Seriously, some men are afraid of their wives. You should not live in fear. If you are with, some children are afraid of their parents. And parents, that's not what you're supposed to be trying to achieve. You're supposed to be trying to achieve your children will respect you, not fear you. They will love you, not hate you. Oh, and we're coming to a story about that. Wow. A woman in, I'll get to it in a minute. Her children are celebrating that she died? Don't want to be in that position. So lots of folks are talking this morning about Twitter, if it's going to succeed as an IPO. I'm just asking Twitter, is it that only celebrities can get followed on your Twitter thing? Or what? I have to be Barack Obama? Or I have to be one movie star? Or Oprah or somebody to be followed on Twitter? How do you get people to follow you on Twitter is what I want to know. That hashtag thing, I think I got it. How about you? Have you gotten it? Reminding you of my book signing, the first one coming up, and that will be October 19th. That's a good number for me too. I love 13 and I love 19. Which number is your number? You should love all them numbers. And stop being negative about 13. Nothing bad is going to happen today. Just, think positive things. So the 19th of October, my book signing, And you can come and bring 10 friends. How about if you bring 10 friends? Guess what I'm going to do for you? I'm going to give you an autographed copy of my book, courtesy of me. How about that? I think that's a good deal. And then you're going to come and you're going to get some demonstrations about raw foods and some other things that DAX is planning to incorporate in the book signing event. So it will be something different. I don't like to do things the way everybody else does it. So Dax and I are teaming up, and of course we are going to be doing this at a place called Midtown 24, the Alibi Room. So you have an alibi to be there in that room at that time from 6 to 9. So I invite you to be in the Alibi Room on October 19th with Dax and myself and all of you wonderful people on Facebook. And we ask you to continue to like me on Facebook. I love it. Yeah. And what's the address, you might ask? 700 Southwest 78th Avenue, and that's in Plantation. So if you're in Miami and you want to come, it's not too far. If you're in West Palm Beach, you want to come, it's not too far. I don't care where you, even in Port St. Lucie, drive, take a ride and relax and enjoy the moment. Because guess what? Tomorrow is not promised. And a lot of people are kind of going back in their memories about TARP. Remember TARP? The TARP that bailed out all the banks just before President Obama took office and President Bush, as they said, finished wrecking the economy? So was TARP a good thing or a bad thing? Some people say it was a bad thing because even after they instituted TARP, the stock market fell 40% and the banks just plummeted to a loss of 80%. But the problem with this, for me, is that TARP bailed out the banks. And of course, the banks have now been resuscitated. Wall Street is kind of sort of resuscitated because, see, I simply don't get the stock market. I don't know what makes it go up and what makes it come down. I don't think the experts know either, because one day you think it's going to go up and boom, it goes down. And the next day, whoo. So I think the stock market is kind of schizophrenic. That's what the name I like to give to the stock market. So, but what really did the government do to help Americans? Regular people like you and I, whose houses might be underwater. Some of us are homeless. Some of us have no food. Some of us are sleeping in our cars. And the Republicans, I wonder, do they have a heart? Because in the meantime, while everyone is trying to figure out TARP, I see the Republicans busy trying to kill immigration. They've kind of just put it on the desk and say, stay there. Don't move. They're trying to kill Head Start for those poor kids who are trying to learn to read before they get to the real school. They're trying to kill SNAP, which is a way to feed some of those people who are displaced because of the crash of the economy. And some other folks who just need a helping hand, like the elderly. Haha, wow. And then they spend a lot of time trying to repeal Obamacare, because, you know, come October 1, I don't think they can repeal it now, so I don't know why they're lying to their base. But they seem to have convinced their crazy base to whip them up into a frenzy, thinking they can repeal Obamacare. But October 1 is when a lot of the things are clicking in. So the Republicans are frantic trying to get it repealed. Can they? No, they can't. Don't let them fool you. These politicians, they lie, tell you all kind of crap, and you are so stupid you're sucking it in. So if you're on the fringe, or you're a Tea Party, or wherever you are, or you hate Obama pill you take every day, and you hate brown people and black people and immigrants, why don't you just chill out on this 9/13/13, take stock of yourself, and listen no more to Rand Paul and Ted Cruz with their crazy talk. Oh, I heard Mr. Rand Paul saying, oh, you want to get rid of Obamacare? Yeah, say the people. And then he goes, well, you want to, and he breaks it down into pieces. And then he goes, oh, let us not get rid of the whole damn thing. These politicians, they're such liars, you know. Seriously. Does Rand Paul really believe in his heart that you can just go like this and get rid of Obamacare? And all you Tea Partiers who are, you know, feeding into this frenzy of Rand Paul and crazy Ted Cruz, Mr. Born in Canada, don't know where he was born, you better watch out. Because, you know, there's an almighty one called God who fixes all things, who solves all problems, and who takes care of crazy people too. So, let us watch out for that, you see? Because those Republicans who are saying they love Putin because they think that Putin embarrassed Barack Obama, they lie. The Republican Party seems to be fueled by hate. Can we just give them an infusion of some love from somewhere? Let us find a way to induce love into the Republican Party. We need to get them some love because they just seem to be going crazy at a speed of light. Yeah? The speed of light. They're going crazy. So, wow, Republicans loving Putin. Are they loving Putin because he doesn't like gay people? And maybe, I don't know Mr. Putin, but maybe he's kind of a little racist too. He doesn't like black or brown people. Well, we know he doesn't like the Americans who try to come to his country to adopt the children and send them back alone on planes. We know that. And can we truly trust Mr. Putin to get Assad to give up all those chemical weapons that he has? And then the next day, lots of folks are fuming about the op-ed. You see, the New York Times and all those fancy newspapers, they will give an opportunity to Putin to speak in our press. But if I write a letter to the New York Times, it gets thrown in the garbage. If you write one, it will get thrown there too. And if we write to the newspaper in Russia, I wonder what you think is going to happen, especially if we're criticizing Putin. And yes, Mr. Putin, America is indeed extraordinary. But then Mr. Putin goes and he says, we're all one, made by God. You know, we're all one, the same. Did he kind of check that when he was saying that, when he knows and we know he hates gay people? So are gay people part of God's plan, Mr. Putin? Because you can't say we're all one in God's eyes and then you hate gay people. That doesn't add up. I cannot be the only people counting and knowing that that two and that two does not make four. Yeah? So let's check Mr. Putin and his hypocrisy. He's the one, along with China, that's been holding up the whole diplomatic thing of getting rid of Assad. But I guess Assad is his friend, so he's being a BFF instead of a statesman. And he's trying to get his image up in Russia. So yes, the Russians are in joy right now, saying how wonderful Putin is because he just slammed it to the Americans. Not so. And if you think President Obama is not ready with them weapons to strike Syria, you have a dream coming to you, Mr. Putin. Yeah, I think you do. So, wow. This is Wow Friday, isn't it? So I'm wowed by those things that happened this week. Like Mr. Putin. And what else am I wowed by? I am wowed and pleased that a woman whose name is Janet Yellen is in the running to become the new Federal Reserve chairperson. Let's not say chairman, let's say chairperson. No, we're going to say Madam President, we better say chairwoman of the Fed. So she's in the running right up there with Summers. So the fight has become, is it going to be gender that wins? Or is it going to be Summers that wins, and they're calling him, they say he's a man with a prickly personality. Whatever that means. I've seen him on TV, and he had some issue in the background there about how he treated women at Harvard, or when he was head, or whatever. So we might want to check that. So we'll watch that and see, because Bernanke, who no doubt they say is Republican, and Summers, as you know, is Democrat. What is Yellen? Is she Democrat? I think so. So we're going to watch that one really close, because that's a wow for me. I think it's the first time a woman is even up there in the number twos. So let's see what happens there. That's wow for me today. That's one of my wow stories. I am so happy to see Janet Yellen. And guess what? They don't have to worry if Miss Yellen is going to go off and have babies in the middle of her tenure, because she's older, and I'm sure she's not thinking of having any babies. Because you see, that's the excuse they use a lot of times when they try to keep women out of certain positions. Oh, she's going to get married and go have a baby and have to take a long leave of absence. Not so, gentlemen. Daycare centers are right there at the workplace now. So you have no excuses to make. How about that? All right, another wow for me. Wow, but sad. Wow, but heartbroken to see what went on in New Jersey on the shore with all those businesses up in flames. We gathered the fire started in an ice cream store, whatever it is. But remember what I told you this week? That the blessing is in the breaking. And when I saw Governor Christie on television last night, I felt his pain, and I feel the pain of all those people in New Jersey, those business people. Some of them just opened their stores in July, and it's all gone in a blink of an eye and a fire. And I just wonder about that, because that's the reason I ask you every single day to love yourself, be thankful for this day, live your best life today and today, because tomorrow is not promised. And when you think you're better than someone else, or when you think you're wealthier and you can do no harm and you are so big and bad, just think about it. In a moment, you can be made disabled by the stick of a stupid, crazy nurse's needle in the hospital where you went to get care. That's in my book, Deadly Negligence, because that's part of my story. I speak with authority and truth in my book, Deadly Negligence, because sometimes it's about deadly negligence. We don't know what that ice cream store person did or did not do. But everything in your life can disappear in a moment. So let us be thankful for each moment when we wake up in the morning, and stop complaining about everything. Who's listening to you anyway? And the people you're complaining to, they can't help you. Maybe you should go and just kneel down in a corner and pray and say, God, I am tired of this and tired of that and tired of this and tired of that. He'll listen to your complaints. Bring all your burdens to me, he said. So let's give some prayers for those business people in New Jersey today, and the governor, Governor Christie, because my God, he said he felt like he wanted to throw up, and I could see the agony and pain in his face when they've spent all this money to fix the shore, but the fire decides to come. Remember Sandy? It's only a year ago. So let's give them our prayers today, all those business people and Governor Christie and all the residents of New Jersey. Our prayers today. And let us take a moment to reflect on our own lives and be thankful for every little thing that God gives us. Because it's not about the big things or the winning the lottery that's a miracle. It's just the little things that He does for you every single day. And continue to pray for your children, for Him to lift them up and restore to them all that the locust and the cankerworm and the caterpillar and the palmer worm have eaten and taken away from them. He will restore. And I just insist on having to believe that and living in the supernatural. I expect, and I'd like for you to expect, miracles in your lives every single day. Expect your children to do great things, and they will. But if you have no expectation, my golly, you might as well not be living if you expect nothing. So, let's give our prayers out to those in New Jersey. And something to lighten the mood a little bit. I just was surfing and I found out this. Did you know there are lots of things that they're banning in schools these days? In Britain, they're actually banning the fact that children have best friends because BFFs, they say, create trauma. And children are traumatized when they break up these friendships. And I agree so much with that ban. I don't know how you ban emotions though, or how you ban connections. I don't know how they're going to solve that in Britain. But just think about it. When your young child is going to junior high, middle school, high school, and they not only have a BFF, but they say they have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. And just think of those experiences when they break up, or when your daughter loses a friend at school, or your son loses a friend. They come home and they're all down and depressed. They are correct. It is not a place to find BFFs or boyfriends and girlfriends and build love relationships. It's a place to learn. Yeah, be nice to everyone and say hello and all that. But I don't think kids are ready to get so emotionally entwined and entangled. And as the ban in Britain says, they are traumatized when these friendships break up. So let's just think about that. You know those boots that everyone was wearing called Uggs, which made famous out of Australia, came here, make a big hit. Everybody wanted one. They probably still do this winter. Those have been banned in schools, in high school especially, because the teenagers are not listening about the cell phone leaving them in your bag or at home or whatever. They're hiding them in the Uggs because the Uggs are so big. Oh my goodness. These young people are so creative. They will stop at nothing to do what they want to do. I tell you. Anyway. Alrighty. Let's see. What's the next ban? Boobies. You know, they don't like the word boobies because boobies are talking about your breast. What's wrong with boobies? So there were a bunch of kids wearing those booby, plastic kind of hand bracelets. And they are banned too, even though they're in support of breast cancer research. So, I'm not sure. Boobies or no boobies? I don't like plastic things on my hand, so I wouldn't be wearing one anyway. I don't even like things on my hand, period. I don't even like rings. I wear my wedding band and this, ring on my pinky, only because, I'm not a big jewelry person. But I'm a big I love me person. That's what I'm big on, because I believe that if you love yourself, you can conquer any demon or anyone who tries to take you on. Yeah. Even those people who think they're cute, you just kind of slowly demolish them by just ignoring them. You don't have to do them anything. You don't have to be with them. And as a matter of fact, the things they do to you, it just spreads without you having to say one word. So, welcome again to the Diana Wright Show live. 10:30 every morning, Monday through Friday, right here on DianaWrightTV.webs.com. Check us out and please like us on Facebook. always give us a thumbs up, and keep watching my Facebook page, because you see all my promos and I give you nice things to think about for that day, and I see lots of women are loving it, some men too, and are in tune, and I thank you so much for that. And follow me on Twitter at Diana Wright Show, because I don't know, I want to be one of those celebrities that you follow. What's wrong with you people? Follow me on Twitter. So anyway, next thing that's banned, those bracelets that all those little kids wear to school, like that some of them have on 10 of those little things, those are banned now. So if your child is trying to wear one of those to school, it's banned. Okay, the next thing is banned, which I thought was a little strange, is a game called Dodgeball. Dodgeball, parents complain that Dodgeball, it's a game that mean students use to bully the people they don't like. Like when they're playing football, like the other day. And when they play football, they kind of kick that guy really hard because they planned it. And remember that coach that was exposed for telling people to make sure they injure this player because they're good? Well, dodgeball has been banned because of that. So if you used to enjoy dodgeball, I've never heard of it until today. If you are into the dodgeball thing, don't take it to school. It's not going to happen. Yeah, so those are some of my wow stories today. Here's another one. Mr. Ted Cruz. Is he a racist or he's just stupid? Remember Trent Lott? He made some stupid comments too, just like this, about, what was it? I think it was Strom Thurmond, yes, that he did make those comments about. And here's Ted Cruz again repeating this history all over again. He says, what? They need 100 more Jesse Helms? Jesse Helms? Oh my God, just looking at Jesse Helms, he looks mean. I remember seeing him on television when I was much younger and kept saying, why is this man spewing so much hate? What is his problem? Does he have a I love me problem? Now that I'm really an adult and I can think about it, I think he hated himself. Because if he was spewing that much hate, and he hated everybody. He hated black people, brown people, immigrants. He hated poor people. He just hated everybody. And he thought the government was just giving away the whole shebang, giving away to all them poor people. So why is Ted Cruz calling for 100 more like-minded people in the Republican Party? Doesn't he have enough from the Tea Party? Crazy on the brink? Doesn't he have Glenn Beck? Rush Limbaugh? What's that one's name at Fox? He's another crazy. I'm sure you know who I'm talking. Not Bill O'Reilly, the other one, Sean Hannity. Why don't they get them? They're already on board. I don't think you need any more than those crazies, because enough is enough. Wow. All the Republicans talk about every single day is repealing Obamacare. Do they have any other plan? Is there anything else on the table? Or is it just constant taking a hate Obama pill every single day? You better be careful, because one of those pills might just give some of you a heart attack. Because it's not cool to be hating all the time. So, Mr. Karl Rove, he went on Fox and he said, oh, President Obama should consult Congress. Not that President Obama listened to Karl Rove, who can't even win an election for anybody. And then when President Obama goes to Congress for approval for the strikes on Syria, here comes Karl Rove the next day. Oh, I made a mistake. He should not have done that. Oh, it's a what kind of rubbish is going on in that White House? Oh my God, Republicans, please make up your mind. Which way you want to go? You want to be good today and bad tomorrow? Or you want to be just crazy? Which one? Take a hat and shut up. And Karl Rove, I don't know why people think he's so smart, and Ted Cruz is supposed to be such a brilliant Harvard student. I don't care what he did at Harvard. He's a dumb-do. Because anyone who's trying to ignite and inspire hate is a dumb-do. You see that preacher up in some bush place in Florida trying to burn Korans again? They just locked him up, and that's what they should have done a long time ago, and let him shut up. Why is he burning the Koran? Does he want people to go burn the Bible? Who made him Christian more than anybody else? And more holier than anybody else? Come on now. Wow. Okay, here's another one to lighten your spirit. There's a dad. Okay, dad. I saw a dad in a shorts, cut off jeans shorts online. And I thought, what is this about? So I got curious and I read the story. This dad decided that he does not mind the shame and the embarrassment. He is trying to tell his daughter a message that those shorts, cut off jean shorts that she wears is unacceptable. So daughters all around the world and in the United States, don't humiliate dad. If he tells you not to wear those shorts outside on the street, just wear them in your house and be cooperative. Because one day you're going to be an adult, you're going to be out of his house, and then you can wear the shorts when he's not so aggravated. What, are you trying to kill your dads or what? So, you know, he thinks that those shorts are too revealing. I agree with him, because sometimes you're on the street and you see some women and you're wondering, did they check the mirror before they left home or did they not? Because some of them are wearing some things and I'm wondering, why don't you just come naked and be done with it? It would have been much simpler. You wouldn't have to think about what you're going to pull out to put on your bottom, on your top. And ladies with the rollers in their hair, stop it. It looks disgusting. Take them rollers out of your hair and pull a comb through. You don't even need a comb. You just use your fingers and it will look better than them rollers and then tie head. Oh, I'm going to run to the store. If you're going to run to the store, please take them rollers out your head, please. Thank you. Appreciate it. Because the moment you have them rollers in is the moment you're going to see your pastor from church, or you're going to see your church sister or your work partner, or you're going to see somebody you haven't seen for 10 years and they're going to go, oh, how are you? Are you going to say, well? How can you be well with rollers in your hair on the street? Absolutely not acceptable. So go, Dad. I support you in your efforts to try to make your daughter see that them short, skinny shorts are too revealing. All right. Okay, this one I think will probably upset a few people because it was a little upsetting for me, but I am glorified and happy and thankful to my God that I never invoked a babysitter. I was the babysitter, the mother, the everything. Yeah, my mother helped me out once in a while to, watch over my daughter. And my mother is one of those people who tell you straight up, and I appreciate it. Don't have your children and expect me to raise them. I have already raised you. It's no longer my responsibility to raise your children. I will help you financially and any otherwise, but I will not raise your children. And all mothers should tell their children that. You're not there to raise your grandchildren. You're there to enjoy your grandchildren. It is the responsibility of the person who popped out their vajayjay and put out that child to take care of that child. Don't be busy popping out kids and then you're on drugs and talk about you can't get no job and you should have closed your legs before you got the baby. And I told you about the woman that I saw on the corner begging money and her sign read, pregnant, hungry, can't buy food. And I thought, young woman, how did you get pregnant in the first place? Was it joyful orgasmic or what? And why didn't you think about your hunger while you were opening your legs to take someone else in? I just seriously got mad about that, and only to find out lots of other people were mad just like me. I thought I was the only person. I was not the only person that was aggravated with that sign. Just did a little digging, and I found quite a few other people that was like, what's her problem? So check that. Woo, 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 woo. So guess what? There's a dog that needs lots of kudos today. A dog who was always angry and fearful and aggressive when the babysitter, whose name is Alexis Khan, in South Carolina, I think the name of the family is the Jordan family. Now they were noticing that every time the babysitter comes, the dog would be fierce, and they have to keep the dog back from her. But the dog was doing good and knew good. I told you, dogs are like little people, you know. They truly are. Some of them are big, some are small, but they are like people. So the dog kept reacting and reacting, so the parents wondered, what can they do? Because now the baby's 7-month-old, so can't speak and tell the secrets of the crazy babysitter who happened to have come up with a clean criminal background check. So what did they do? They used their phone. Remember that guy who uses phone to expose Mitt Romney and the 47%, which has now gone down, I think, to 43%? Stacked the phone away. And when they came back, they had an earful. They knew exactly why that dog was so mad against that girl, Miss Khan. They heard her slapping the baby, shouting at the baby. So they took the tape to the police. And thank you to the police in South Carolina, arrested Miss Khan. Now make sure that Miss Khan never comes to your house, Alexis Khan. And ladies, if you're choosing to have children, I plead with you. I'm not saying give up your career like I did, because a lot of women who did that like me are now kind of sorry that they did it. They should have handled it a little different. Yeah, I should have. I should have kept my foot in the television water, still do my Diana Wright show in Jamaica, and export it to England like I did, and to Florida and the rest of the Caribbean. That's what I should have done. But I felt this responsibility for this little person, that if I leave them in the hands of someone else, they would be abused. And since then, my goodness, I have seen so many babies being abused by caregivers, babysitters, helpers, maids, whatever you want to call them. And why are we taking these jobs if we know we don't have the patience? It's not easy to take care of someone else's baby. People are abusing their own babies more so than just, going to be a babysitter. There was an article online yesterday about college graduates embracing the whole nanny thing and being a nanny, because they can actually be not just a nanny but teach the children, to read and all those wonderful things. So let us, before we open our houses to clean background check babysitters, investigate a little deeper. And listen to the dog next time when he gives you the clue. Don't wait so long to listen to the dog. Then go get the baby. So, anyway, we're happy that the police in South Carolina took swift action. And you notice I'm wearing my I Love Me Too t-shirt today. Yeah, I'm going to show you that. Let's move the microphone a little bit. There you go. This is a white one. Last week I was wearing the black. So they're online on my website, in my web store. I invite you to go and purchase one, because it's a good thing. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be giving away one of my t-shirts. I don't know how they're going to give it away, whether they're going to raffle or whatever, on the 5th of October at the Save a Life Jamaica Foundation white fundraising party. I love that. Find something white and let us see a sea of white when you come. If you don't have white, you can come anyway. We're not saying you can't come if you don't have white. But you must be able to find a white t-shirt, a white blouse, a white pants, something. And ladies, don't be asking questions about the color of your shoes. You can wear any shoes you please. You don't have to wear white shoes. Who likes white shoes anyway? I don't. I like cream and off-white and that kind of color. But I'm not a white shoes fan, so I don't expect you to wear white. So I'm going to challenge you when you come to see how many of you really made the effort to wear something white. I went to a white party I think it was Mr. Bertram who gave that party, and it was in Port Antonio or something like that. We had to drive miles to go to the party. And my goodness, when you went to the party, everyone was dressed in white, and it was so beautiful and so cool because white creates coolness. Yeah, so come on now, be a sport and support the white fundraising party that's being thrown by Save a Life Jamaica Foundation. Yeah, I'm on the board. I'm there. I'm trying to do the right thing. How about you? Let's give a little. Okay, if you have 10 people in your family, buy 10 tickets. 10 multiplied by $30, not so bad. Think of it as saving a life, just as the name of the foundation says. Save a Life Jamaica Foundation. White extravaganza. On October 5. Yeah. They think they can pay me for this ad. Anyway, it's all for a good cause and good fun, and there'll be prizes and lots of surprises, and people will be getting lots of gifts, I am told. So you can't afford to miss it. October 5, wherever you are in the world, come on over. And if you can't make it, just go to their website and make your donation of $30 or more. We'll take more. We're charging you $30 to come into the event, and it includes dinner. But, we'll take more. So put on your charity hat and just do your thing that particular night, all right? Okay, remember I told you that the blessing is in the breaking? That was my wow for this week. Really is. And I really want you to truly think about anything that you're going out. Your blessing is in the breaking. Because a lot of us are broken, I was broken. Broken. I mean broken into pieces. And I tell you my story in Deadly Negligence. Available on Amazon, and I have no shame. It's available on Amazon.com and also on my website. Just leave a review when you read those few pages and when you purchase your own copy of the book. Because when you are broken, the only source you have is to think of the blessing that might come at the end. There's a passage that says, God turns all what the devil wanted for bad into good. And in the moment of brokenness, you can't even think about the blessing. But I ask you to think about the blessing today, because it might just be the thing you need to get you out of that hump, out of the fact that you can't get a job. I saw a woman on television yesterday saying, oh, the Republicans hate poor people. I would never want anyone to say that about me. Republicans, do you hate poor people? Do you hate immigrants, black and brown people, gay people, anyone that's not looking like you? Oh, come on now. Go say a prayer to God and ask Him to change your heart, your hearts, and make you more into the love thing than the hate thing. Try to get up tomorrow morning, every Republican person out there, and even some of the Democrats who are haters because they're jealous of the fact that they're not the black man there being the president. Put some love in your heart. Come on. Is it so much easier to love? When you love, you can conquer. When you love, you put your shoulders up and you are sparkling and you look good. And women, when they're in love, they dress well. They look like they're effervescent. So Republicans and Democrats who are haters too, I plead with you to put some love in your heart. Think of the American people that you're hurting. Barack Obama does not need your help. His life is secured. He's a Nobel Prize winner. When he leaves, he'll have his library, he'll write books, he'll speak and charge millions of dollars. Why are you worried about Barack Obama and his family, and First Lady Michelle Obama will write her book like everybody else? And his children, their future is sealed. Like Chelsea, who's now working for her dad's foundation. Hello? Do I need to go on the mountaintop to speak and call out and plead with Republicans to find some place in their hearts to give some love to the American people and focus on the business of America? Stop focusing on the hate you have for Barack Obama. His term is almost over. Focus on the infrastructure, jobs for our people, health care for our people. Stop trying to repeal Obamacare and try to make it better. Remember Medicare? When I go back in history and I research, nobody wanted Medicare, but look at it now. Even some of those Tea Partiers are on Medicare, I bet you. Social Security that they hate so much, are those Tea Partiers willing to give their Social Security checks back? And if they happen to get homeless, would they refuse the SNAP or the food stamps that the government is offering them, or unemployment? Come on, people. Let's stop lying to the people. And because, some of the people are not so smart and not so bright, so they just suck everything in. Use your brain. Think. Open your mind. And not get sucked in by Rand Paul and Ted Cruz. What happened to Paul Ryan? Is he still alive? Oh, Mitch McConnell is slowly coming out of his grave. I don't know what's wrong with these people. They're so filled with hate. No more hate. Just let's make it. It's 4 letters and it's powerful. L-O-V-E. Love. And ladies and gentlemen, if you love yourself, you cannot spend your time hating others. It just doesn't add up. And then, these conservatives, they talk about they're so Christian and they follow the Bible. Which part of the Bible are you following, please? Let me know. 561-228-1921. Call me, let me know. If I don't answer, leave me a message. Because I would like to know which part of the Bible you are reading when you're projecting all this hate on President Barack Obama. He didn't make himself black. He had one white mother and one black father. God could have chosen to make him look really white, like some people are. Look at Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey is from mixed race parents. She looks more white than black. But God chose to make Obama look like Barack Obama and who he is. His mother chose to give him a funny name, Barack. But have you read your Bible? That word Barack is in the Bible. Come on. Oh my God. It is so, sometimes I am listening to the Republicans on television, like yesterday when they were playing over and over Rand Paul and Ted Cruz saying all the nasty things they say, and how disrespectful they are of President Barack Obama. Come on, guys. You need to stop. You need to take a breath. You need to think of your children. And you need to look inside yourselves to see what you hate so much about you that you can spew it on others. So I beg you, Republicans, as you continue to hate President Barack Obama, just think of the love you can give to the American people and the love they actually need, because they need it. They truly, truly need it. So let us give love, not hate. Let us take out the jealousy out of the equation and maximize our blessings. Be thankful every single day that you wake up and you are able to breathe. Wow. Wow. And also, the mayor of New York, or the supposed maybe going to win mayor of New York, Mr. de Blasio, kudos to you for bringing out your black wife and your black children, even though you are white. People are saying, oh, he's playing the race card. No, he's not. That's his family. How long have they been married? They're married long enough to have them 2 kids. I don't think he could be kind of waiting to run for mayor to say, come on, black girl, let me marry you. So, when I decide to run for mayor, I can just bring you out. And my son with his afro in 2013, when afro went out of style a long time ago, is going to win me some votes. And they're charming personalities, because the daughter and the son, they are charming young people. Wow. I don't know. I'm just going to continue to pray for my Republican friends. I'm an independent. What are you? It doesn't matter whether you're independent, Democrat, Republican. We should all try to love ourselves. Because if we love who we are, then we won't continue to project so much hate. And here's another hate story before I go. I should probably leave it for next week because it's actually really deep. And the obituary one that I really must share with you before I go. In Nevada, the obituary claims a mother of 8. She tortured her children, and they are now celebrating her death in their obituary notice in the newspaper. Her name was Marian Teresa Reddick. Termination of parental rights was kind of inspired by those kids. So, there's a thing about nude photos, someone is trying to ban them or make it a misdemeanor if you post some nude pictures of someone that you're having sex with, or their body parts or whatever. I've continued to warn you young women, stop sending your vajayjay and parts of your body on text to your boyfriend or your friends. It's going to come back to haunt you. So we'll discuss that in deeper detail. Yeah. And an outpost of Famous Dave's Barbecue in Bismarck, North Dakota, fired 2 employees after they posted a photo on Facebook that seemed to call a Native American bad tippers. They say black people don't tip. I tip every time I go to a restaurant. Maybe I should stop tipping now, because since they're saying you're not tipping, you might as well not be tipping. Hello? So they posted that thing on, be careful what you put on Facebook and on Twitter. So I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today. I'm using my alternate camera. I hope you enjoyed the show. And I make sure that on Monday, all the bells of whistles are working. So thank you once again for joining me from around the world and in the United States. This is the Diana White Show live, coming to you every single day from 10:30 a.m. to 11:30, live online at dianawhitetv.webs.com. We're spewing the energy and the vibrations of love. And I encourage you to say the 3 magic words, I love me. Wherever you go to worship this weekend, just keep in mind, God is the reason you're worshiping and thanking. He's the only one that can fix all your problems, make all your dreams come true, give you all the desires of your heart, and make the bad things that are breaking you turn into blessings. So check out my book on Amazon.com or on my website. It's called Deadly Negligence by Diana Wright. Yes, it will give you hope. It will increase your faith. And it will make you believe in miracles. Yes, sometimes it will shock you. And it will captivate and inspire you. So check it out. And don't forget to tell your friends to like us on Facebook and, give us some love. Thank you. Have a blessed day, a safe weekend. And don't forget, 13 is indeed a good number. Let no one jinx today for you. 9, 13, 13. Be blessed.